The U.S. military denied it has allowed its forces in Afghanistan to give out copies of the Bible, translated into Afghan languages to the local residents.
Al Jazeera received footage showing U.S. soldiers at the U.S. Bagram military base in Afghanistan in possession of Bibles written in the local languages of Pashto and Dari.
أحبوا أعداءكم هكذا قال السيد المسيح في موعظته الجبلية.
Love your enemies. This is what Jesus Christ advocated. The former U.S. administration of George W. Bush, which has maintained its deep roots in Christianity, issued through its so-called War on Terror an announcement telling the world to love its enemies. The U.S. has repeatedly said that its wars in Afghanistan and Iraq were intended to win the hearts and minds of Muslims. However, the U.S. mission in Afghanistan was turned into a different task, namely bringing victory to Afghanistan. The U.S. Bagram military base near the Afghan capital, Kabul, is one of the largest U.S. military bases in the country. This was not a military briefing before launching a U.S. offensive in the country, but it was a meeting aimed at invading the minds of the Afghan people by converting them to Christianity. These copies of the Bible were printed in two of the most popular languages in Afghanistan, namely Pashto and Dari, and they were shipped to the U.S. Bagram military base in order to give them out to the local residents. Brian Hughes has produced a documentary film revealing the hidden mission of the U.S. presence in Afghanistan. Hughes, a former military officer, has seen all that has taken place behind the closed doors of the U.S. military in Afghanistan.
None of these people were speaking the languages of the
None of these people were speaking the languages of the Afghan people. They are not claiming to be learning Pashto or Dari by reading the Bible, which was written in these languages. The only reason to print these books is to give them out to the Afghans. This is wrong, hence filming and documenting these facts is very important.
Hughes
confirmed that what some U.S. military personnel have done is a blatant violation of the U.S. Constitution, as well as a violation of all military laws and Afghan state laws. However, the Anglican missionary of the U.S. Army on the Bagram base goes beyond military and state laws.
Advocate in the name of Christ. Our duty is to be His witness. Does this mean we are missionaries? Yes, we are missionaries.
With a great deal of religious enthusiasm, this is what the head of the Archdiocese has further said.
The special military forces are on a manhunt mission, and we as Christians are doing the exact same thing. We are on a manhunt mission for the sake of Christ. Yes, we're on a manhunt mission. Let the missionaries of the sky run after them and bring them to the kingdom of Christ. This is what we will do, and this is our mission.
Major General Emmett Ferner, who was an archbishop in the U.S. Army and who led his own missionary group, visited a local hospital where he expressed sympathy and support for the Afghan women. This is a crusade on terrorism. This phrase was part of a speech given by former U.S. President George W. Bush in the aftermath of the September 11th attacks, which the U.S. repeatedly tries to downplay. Having said that, it will be very difficult to prove that the U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan need to worship God in the languages of Pashto and Dari in order to fulfill their spiritual needs.